Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. You get glitter stitches and I get glitter stitches and our projects get glitter stitches too. So everyone go get your project so that you can knit along. I have my shawl and my yarn. Today we're going to talk about the Nitti Festo. But first I want to remind you that we have magic boxes that are so special for the holidays. It's going to be all of the supplies that you need and the instruction to make things, projects. And I've done a couple videos about what's inside, but they make great Christmas gifts. And if you know someone who wants to be a knitter or who is a knitter, then I've got choices for both. And the best part is that we don't start until January. So it's something fun that you can give or open during your holiday celebrations. And then once all of the busyness of the holiday is done and we are all sitting in our homes in January, that's when we can start working on our knitting together. And I have the link in the comment if you would like to order. So let's talk about the Nitti Festo today. The Nitti Festo for today is that practice and repetition are the best teachers. One of my teachers says that the teacher may impart the knowledge, but the teacher may impart the information, but it's the student's responsibility to access the knowledge. And that's it in a nutshell. The Nitti Festo number 7. uh, as students, we can take what our teachers show us, but unless we have practiced what the skills are or the techniques, then we haven't really learned it. The time that you spend on your needles practicing the new technique or idea or thinking about how to do something is the best experience and the best way to learn. And that's how we integrate new ideas and new habits and new thoughts. So practice and repetition are the best teachers. And there's an element of discipline in that where you're completely responsible for your learning, right? But I think about it like professional athletes or professional musicians, they practice their craft all the time. And so because they have so much practice, they have professional results. So the practice and repetition is a way that we can level up our handicraft of knitting and elevate our craft, our finished product, to a better result. It's practice and repetition is another way that we can exercise our brain. Studies have shown that when we are knitting, it's good for the mind, it's good for the nervous system. The repetitive motion of knitting helps us to relax, rest, digest, and heal, get into that parasympathetic nervous system. And so I like to think about my practice and repetition in those terms, that I'm actually giving myself a gift of the opportunity to take a break and move into a different part of my mind and a different part of my body when I knit. And that's the approach that I use. That I'm giving myself this wonderful, delicious gift of using my hands in a different way when I sit down to knit. And the act of creating stitches is a repetitive motion that helps me to get in a rhythm, and I think about things in a new way, and I have new ideas come to me when I'm sitting and knitting. The idea of practice is that is something I've been exploring. So I have been knitting every single day in the form of practice, just like when you're learning how to play piano and your teacher says, sit down and practice for 10 minutes a day. And then every time you walk past that piano, you think about that 10 minutes you should be practicing. So in that way, I've been working on my knitting and I've had some interesting results. So the Nitti Festo today is that practice and repetition are the best teachers, and that you you find the knowledge by the time on your needles and your personal experience. That is how I approach teaching, and that is how I approach my knitting. So I can't wait to talk to you next week. We'll have Ask a Knitting Fairy Godmother on Sunday. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. DM me or comment below. And we will see each other on the Facebook. All right. Bye, guys.